Together, let's redeem some rhythms in our lives as faithful servants and volunteers as musicians. Today we're in 2 Corinthians chapter 12. But he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. As worship musicians, I think it's really easy to get discouraged when our tone isn't quite dialed in, or even the way that we perform isn't to our standards. Whether that's through an expectation that we had of ourselves or through the actual amount of time and practice that we put in through the week, something was off. I think we're reminded here that God doesn't actually want us to strive for perfection. He just wants us to surrender. Surrender that expectation of perfection or of a certain standard of excellence that we had for ourselves. As a matter of fact, I think sometimes our imperfections or when we miss the mark, I think it's a gentle little nudge and reminder that, hey, you're actually not in control here. It's not even about you anyways. It's actually about him. And a little joke that I would say to people when they kind of, get down on themselves. Let's say we're walking off stage and someone hit a note and we feel like we immediately need to justify ourselves. Like, man, I hit that note. Like making sure that you're ahead of any other judgments or assessments coming your way. I'll let someone explain themselves or say a comment. I'll be like, because you hit that note, no one's going to be saved today. And hey, it's all good. Just kidding. It's not going to change anything. When we trust God with our flaws, he fills in the gap with his grace. And even in less than perfect moments, he can move powerfully through our efforts and through our skills and imperfections to touch hearts and ultimately change lives. I think to get hung up on our flaws instead of just critically thinking about it and going, man, what happened there, and just fixing it, we're actually making it about us and not about him, and trusting him with that flaw. I thank God every day that he lets us get to do what we get to do, at least for the time that he uses each and every one of us, even when we're not perfect. I hope that we also know that he is still glorified in our weaknesses and that we're not actually called to be perfect. Love you all. Get in the comments below. Let me know what you all think. As always, keep praying, keep playing.